Yo, let's try this again. I don't know, my internet's been tripping, so I'm gonna try to just like I'll just keep restarting it, I guess, if I need to. It's 10 o'clock and people's outside still working. Crazy. Yo, hey yo, my bad, Mugs. Yeah, this damn internet been cutting in and out. I don't know why it's been tripping. But yeah, no, I see this. The one thing is that I seen right here, what I was gonna say before it got cut off earlier is you can see right here, these candles to the right or the 1 hour. So I have it aligned because I'm on the 5 minute. So this is just the 1 hour. So you can kind of see this was the like CRT kind of thing. So it did manipulate. So the low of it was right here. So it manipulated, swept below, and then it targeted the top of the candle, which was up here. So it did everything it was supposed to do for that one in particular. So what I'm just trying to figure out is, because it's kind of almost in the middle right now, so obviously it needs to either choose one direction, but the thing is when it chooses the direction it's going to go, it's probably going to do the opposite first, which is like to grab liquidity. So if it needs to go down, it could possibly either go like this, or it could even go like this, or even vice versa. if it wants to go up, it could do something like that. But that's what I'm trying to figure out right now, just because when I was looking at it earlier, this is what I was looking at, which was this range right here. So now that we got filled up, I'm trying to figure out what's going to happen. But the overall idea that was this sell right here was to at least target this 50%. So it goes back to, I'm just trusting what I've learned and what I understand to believe it's right. So if this needs to come down here, I'm trying to figure out a way, how are we going to go down there? And that's kind of why I'm trying to, but then that means this is the move to go down. So it's like I say, I'm just in a limbo right now. I'm trying to figure it out. Because I already took a move earlier. I took a buy earlier from right here. But as you can see, I mean, it did everything I wanted. It swept liquidity, and it targeted this gap right here. So I took that piece right here, but I thought this move right here was going to be something like this. I thought I got in a little too early. So I still was able to manage it. I ended up closing it out because I kind of noticed it. It was kind of filling in this range, and I was just kind of iffy about it. So I just closed it. But that's what I'm trying to. So I'm just kind of in a limbo right. So I'm just saying is like, I don't, even though I won 30 pips, 20, 30 pips on this trade right here, I don't think it's like a valid trade for me to consider like, oh man, I killed it. That was a good trade. Like, if I didn't close, it would have gotten real ugly. So that's kind of why I say it's like, it's one of those trades where it's like, had I not managed it correctly, it would have been a lot uglier. So I would have rather took in this move and then closed out at the top, and then I would have been a lot more comfortable with that. Because moves like this could get real ugly real quick. So, but yeah, nah, that's why I'm saying I'm just trying to figure out. But it was kind of my fault too, because like I say, my idea is still overall it needs to tap this 50% area. So how is it gonna do that? It needs to figure out a way to come down here. But yeah, so what I usually do is like in this case right now, um, like I'm gonna keep just I'm gonna keep trying to read what I think I'm reading, and I'm gonna wait till I start getting in flow with it and starting to be able to really identify it. Then I'll know exactly where I'm at, kind of where we're targeting, things like that. So it just kind of just like I said, just letting ideas play out. So since this idea didn't play out, okay, on to the next idea. I need to just play another idea, play another idea. You took buys first? Yeah, I had. Well, the thing is I took sales from here on Friday. I ended up closing out, but the thing is my sell idea. Like I want to show you. I had it over here. The whole purpose of the whole sell idea was this right here. So you can see this this big green candle right here is the range that we're kind of in right now. So what I seen happen is that it did get swept, and then it got rejected. So what usually happens is we usually target the 50% of that candle, which is right here, and that's usually a decision area. So we're trying to figure out, are we going to hit there and reject, or are we going to hit there and just continue back down to the bottom of the range? So that's what I'm trying to figure out. But it goes back to kind of what I'm saying is that I had this sell idea. So it's like, I need to figure out, is this the valid idea that's going to go all the way down? Or is this the one that's going to go to the 50%? Or, I got to try to figure out which way it's going. But I'm a little iffy right now. But it's because too it's also Sunday, so or well for me it's kind of like Monday, about to be Monday. But the thing is it's like I said, it's not nothing too crazy is gonna happen on a Sunday. You know, it's gonna probably wait till Tuesday. That I did the same thing on Friday, and I closed it to fear how the market would open today. Yeah, that was kind of the reason why, is the fact that we were so bullish. That whole big move up, it's almost kind of hard to ignore that and say, oh, it's gonna come down just because it's so bullish. It's almost like you gotta respect it. So that's kind of what I had in mind also, was like if it's gonna reject, it's gonna reject because it's so bullish. It's not like we're just doing this trying to catch a reversal on just any other candle or any other day or type of stuff, you know. It's coming off of a giant bullish candle, so it's kind of still got to respect that. Yo, Farley, yeah, I was telling people my internet's tripping sometimes, so if it logs me off for some reason, I'm gonna keep trying to get back, turn it back on after. But yeah, let me get back. Let me put these back real quick. All right, all right. Let's see. Okay, 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 okay. It does. Like I said, who was it? Somebody just posted something. I'm gonna try to find it real quick. He posted this exact thing. I want to show you guys to see if I can pull it up. Right here. This is exactly what's happening right now. This is funny. Yeah, I found it. See if you guys could see it. Can you guys see that? So look at, there's a sweep at the bottom, and there's the fair value gap, and then there's like the other one that targets the top of liquidity. The one thing that I'm kind of iffy about though is the fact that we did already kind of tap it, where in that example this move was kind of, it hadn't tapped, unless it's considering this being the liquidity up here, and this is where we're going to start targeting. But the reason why I also said it usually fills gaps, so it just kind of filled this gap right here. So if it, the only other area after this gap would be the high. So I need to try to figure out, is it going to consider this being the sweep, and then it's going to target back right here at least, like that, or it's going to continue up to the top. But the reason, like I was saying about this, of the range that we're looking at, is the range of these hourly candles. So the hourly candles are right here. This is kind of the range that we're kind of looking at. And actually, now I'm kind of just noticing it. It's, the range is most likely up to this level, which would be right here. The reason why is because you can, the way I consider it sometimes is, you see how you see how there's a red candle and a red candle, both of these red candles right here, kind of just, if you kind of just make it into one candle, it's it's pretty much the range. So it's not so much just, oh, I'm gonna just use this candle. If this was a green candle, then yeah, I wouldn't do that. But the fact that both of them are red, it's just kind of giving the idea that this is the range right there. And then this would be the sweep of it right here. And then the next target would be here. And then obviously if you break that, you should start going up there like that. But it goes back to, it's kind of weird right now, but it's almost, this is one thing I've also learned too, is that it says like if you have an idea that is telling you a sell, because like how I was saying on Friday, I did have an idea for sales, but I'm also noticing ideas for buys. So it's like, which one do I go with? But the thing is that's what I've learned, is that is kind of your signal. If you have a idea that's telling you bullish, but then you have an idea telling you bearish, that's already a signal itself telling you it's not high probability, because it's most likely either going to give you a little bit, but then probably come back to your break even or your stop loss. So that's kind of why I say it's like you're better off just staying out. If you feel like, oh, I see a sell, I see a buy, that's already a low probability. You should only see a buy, or you should only see a sell, and then that's how you know it's a higher probability. So the fact that I could almost make a point for both of these things to be buys, and then I had an idea from last week saying this is a sell. It's kind of giving me the idea, like range like this, because what happens is eventually a bunch of stops end up getting hit, and it's just taking everybody out before eventually the real move. And then that's when I talk about how important time is. That's why I say it's not just about, oh, it broke this level, blah blah blah. It's about time too, because if it's not the right time, this move is not gonna run like you think it should. Yeah, that's true, bro. So that's kind of what I'm just saying. All right, so yeah, so we're just gonna kind of just wait and see right now. Let's see if you were to put a fib on here. Goes back to the 50. Yeah, but it's figuring out when. But the thing is how you know when is by understanding quarters, and that's the quarterly theory stuff I tell you about that you got to really understand. Here, let me give you guys some sauce right now. Let me make sure you guys, I'm still online. Look, this is how you guys ain't gonna understand it, but this is how you understand time. Look, I'm gonna show you guys. This is something I've been working on right here. Look, I'm gonna show you right here. First and foremost, only y'all exclusive right here. Actually, yeah. All right. So the idea is this. You see the bottom right here? That's in your first and second quarter. That's how you already knew that was the bottom. Then you see this one right here? Boom, that's in your third and fourth quarter. That's how you knew it was the bottom. Same thing with over here. It's just all in quarters. So that's what I was doing the other day, figuring this out. So that's what I say about quarters, how important it is that you got to understand quarters because that's when you know when the move is going to happen and when it's not. And it's not just SMT, because SMT is not so much a signal or nothing, because there's SMTs everywhere, but it's the fact that the SMT is happening between two quarters, and the quarters are obviously, it's always fractal. It depends on what time frame you're trading. Trading the weekly, then the quarters are Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. If you're trading the daily, then the quarters are Asia, London, New York AM, New York PM, 4 quarters. It's quarter of the daily. It's always fractal. It just depends. So that's what I say is like if you're trading the quarter of the daily, then you need to know Asia session is first quarter, London session is second quarter, New York AM is third quarter, New York PM is fourth quarter. So if you understand, like I was showing you right here, where does the first and second quarter happen at? It's this one right here, first quarter, second quarter. So there's no way in hell that the big move is going to happen in the first quarter because it requires a SMT from one quarter to the next. So off top, already knowing, that's why I was able to catch a buy right here. I just didn't know how high it was going to go, but that's what also I'm working on next. But that's the idea though, is that knowing what quarter it is, these moves have to do this. It's not that I'm trying to be right. It's just like I said, if an SMT is required and it has to be between a first quarter and a second quarter, then you already know when the second quarter starts, which is right here. That's how you know the move is not until after that. So that's what I'm saying. You have to understand what the quarterly theory stuff is if you're really trying to get precise. Like you want to stop guessing, you want to stop doing all this other stuff. Time is what's really important. And then same thing right here. This is the third. I have a lot of stuff, but it's just because I was studying trying a bunch of different things. But what I'm saying is, look, this is the third quarter. This is the fourth quarter. That's how you know.